Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Sean and I'm chatting about the Pisces New Moon coming up on the 18th of March, which is a Wednesday. This is an unusual new moon and I'm going to explain why. So please listen to my intro and then scroll down for your sun, rising and moon sign. Your moon sign can be particularly accurate here. A new moon is when the sun and the moon meet in the same zodiac degree. We can't see the moon because it's lit up side, faces away from Earth. This moment begins a new moon cycle and traditionally marks a time for setting intentions. I feel this new moon will be different. But first let's look at Pisces energy. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It marks an ending. It sometimes blurs boundaries. It turns focus away from effort and toward feeling, intuition, and internal truth. It is less about pushing forward and more about being present with what rises inside. It's very spiritual energy. This new moon asks us to move differently. Usually, new moons encourage planning and momentum, but this one points inward. If you try to build a rigid plan or define a clear goal, you might feel blocked. This moon asks a simpler question. How do you want to feel as you move forward? Your emotional intention matters more than your outcome. Before the new moon arrives, we move through the Balsamic Phase. This lasts about 2.5 days before every new moon. It's a time for release, rest, and letting old identity layers fall away. Because this new moon occurs late in Pisces, the moon spends most of its time in Pisces in this balsamic state. This makes the days before March 18th feel quiet, internal, and slow. Don't push forward. Reflect. Rest. Make space for what will come next, which will be all sails go, fiery Aries energy. Believe me, we need this rest. A new moon marks a beginning, and Pisces marks an ending. It's the last sign in the zodiac. So this beginning happens at the end of the astrological year. This can feel a bit weird. It can feel like trying to launch a boat while the tide is pulling away. Movement might feel delayed or unclear. This is not a mistake. Pisces is where identity softens. It's where doing becomes being. And before Aries season begins on March 20th, we sit in this space, allowing fog to lift on its own. Okay, so I've waffled on enough. Let's look at each sign. Hi Aries. For this new moon, which falls in your 12th house, the area of the chart linked to your inner world, your hidden patterns, and the quiet space behind your daily life, you may feel a pull inward. This new moon opens a quiet space inside you, and old fears, old habits, or old memories may rise to the surface. Let them come without trying to fix them right away. For example, you might cancel plans and notice that the silence helps you understand what you really need. This is the work of the 12th house, making room for release. Your mantra for this new moon is, I release what I cannot carry. Hi Taurus. For this new moon in your 11th house, the area linked to friends, groups, and your long-range hopes, you may feel a shift in how you relate to others and what you want from your connections. You may notice where you feel supported and where you feel drained. For example, you may pause a group chat or step back from plans and find relief in choosing space. Your mantra for this new moon is, I allow the right people to stay. Hi Gemini. For this new moon in your 10th house, the area connected to career, public life, and long-term direction, you may sense a quiet pull to rethink the path you are on. You may notice where ambition feels forced or where you want a new shape to your work. For example, you might pause a project and realize that your goals need to shift. Your mantra for this new moon is, I define success from the inside. Hi Cancer. For this new moon in your 9th house, the area that governs beliefs, learning, and the search for meaning, you may release ideas or philosophies that no longer match your lived experience. You may see where an old belief has held you still. For example, you may stop following a teacher or teaching that no longer fits you. Your mantra for this new moon is, I follow what feels true. Hi Leo. For this new moon in your 8th house, the area tied to shared resources, emotional exchange, and trust, you may notice patterns around fear, vulnerability, or dependence. You may see where you give too much or where you hold back. For example, you might voice a concern about money or intimacy that you usually keep quiet. Your mantra for this new moon is, I allow exchange that supports me. Hi Virgo. For this new moon in your 7th house, the area that governs relationships and one-to-one bonds, you may become aware of your patterns within partnerships. You may see where you overextend or avoid expressing your needs. For example, you might say no to something you usually agree to for peace. Your mantra for this new moon is, I choose connection that honors me. Hi Libra. For this new moon in your 6th house, the area linked to daily routines, health, and responsibilities, you may notice where pressure has built and where a simpler rhythm is needed. You may feel called to adjust habits that drain you. For example, you may drop one task from your routine and feel your body settle. Your mantra for this new moon is, I create space for my well-being. Hi Scorpio. For this new moon in your 5th house, the area tied to creativity, pleasure, and personal expression, you may reconnect with something you once loved but set aside. You may feel a quiet return of inspiration without needing to perform. For example, you may pick up an old hobby and engage with it for a few minutes without pressure. Your mantra for this new moon is, I follow what brings life back to me. Hi Sagittarius. For this new moon in your 4th house, the area connected to home, roots, and the emotional base, you may notice old memories or family patterns rising for review. You may feel the need to withdraw into familiar spaces. For example, you might clean a drawer or corner and feel something inside you loosen. Your mantra for this new moon is, I let my foundation shift in its own time. Hi Cap. For this new moon in your 3rd house, the area that governs communication, thought patterns, and daily interactions, you may step back from noise and choose fewer words. You may sense the need for slower exchanges. For example, you may put your phone on silent and feel clarity return. Your mantra for this new moon is, I speak when it matters. Hi Aquarius. For this new moon in your 2nd house, the area linked to money, resources, and self-worth, you may rethink what you invest in and what you allow into your life. You may notice where your energy is spent without return. For example, you may cancel a subscription or expense that no longer supports you. Your mantra for this new moon is, I honor my value. Hi Pisces. Happy birthday. For this new moon in your 1st house, the area tied to identity, direction, and the way you move through the world, you may feel an internal shift that is present but not yet defined. This is a beginning that forms from the inside out. You may sense the end of an old version of yourself without knowing what the new version looks like. This new moon invites you to let your inner state lead, even if you cannot describe it yet. For example, you may notice that certain roles or expectations feel finished, even if you cannot say what replaces them. You may find yourself slowing down, changing your pace, or wanting to show up differently in conversations without knowing why. This is the quiet start of a new identity cycle. Your mantra for this new moon is, I allow myself to change.